we should give the opportunities to young girls so that they can make a difference in the society. We've seen men leading the community, the nation. We've seen men becoming doctors and engineers. Like, I also want women to be given that space. You don't have to block a girl, a young girl, who has a dream. You clip her wings, and then what do you expect? She's going to be married, yes. And so if this husband who has been providing for this woman passes away today, God forbid, then what's going to happen? But if this woman has a skill, has been educated, she's going to make a difference. She's going to be there for her kids. So I think people should not speculate about women empowerment and education. I don't think there's a parent who regrets today by educating their daughters. My name is Misky Abdulahi, well known as Misky Hajji. I am a writer, the author of this book titled Reset. I'm so passionate about writing, and my first poetry book is titled Reset. I launched it in 2019 at the age of 19. It's something that I'm always proud of, and I feel like so many girls out there are inspired through my story. In one way or the other, I always inspire young girls in schools, mentor them, do activities like women empowerment. And I have a foundation named Misky Noor Foundation that is helping young girls maybe in education, empowering them, and many more. Well, I am from northeastern Kenya, and back in the days, I think getting a newspaper was like the hardest thing. And my mom, despite working in such a small village, accessing, a newspaper was hard. So at least we had that opportunity through her. And then she used to get us newspapers. I used to read, and she used to mentor us, through writing. And in primary, I think we are all familiar with compositions and ensures. So the moment you read a lot. In my situation, I used to read a lot of articles in the newspaper. And then as time was just flying, my creativity was just, expanding. And in primary, I used to write good composition and ensures, and I'm sure my teachers can remember this. Anyways, all the way to high school. And then that is when I realized passing message through poetry can be well articulated and to the point, unlike a story. And passing a story through writing like novels could be quite hectic, reading. Most of the people are not readers. So in poetry, you can write a poem like it's one page and it's to the point and the message is passed. So I usually prefer writing poems and passing the message through poetry. In my writings, I always focus on, social, economic, and political issues or in the society today. Something that is living within the society. Like when we say politics, it's something that is alive. When you talk about it, politics has different dimensions, and people understand it's the way of life. And let's say the social life as well, the way we live today, everyone has a different experience. And I write poetry about such things, politics, social and economical issues in the society. So in my culture, for instance, there is FGM, forced marriage, and maybe education for girls are not being prioritized, rather. So when we talk about forced marriage, it's a situation whereby a young girl is married to someone that she doesn't want or will to have in life or spend the rest of her life with. As far as I am concerned, I'm always passionate about education. I mean, in a homestead where there are so many girls and boys, in my culture, priorities are often given to boys and girls are not that prioritized. And there's something that we all know, that if you just educate one girl, it's like you are educating the whole nation. That is one thing I believe in. And so, like, what exactly inspired me from my community, like the cultures, is that we should give the opportunities to young girls so that they can make a difference in the society. We've seen men leading the community, the nation. We've seen men becoming doctors and engineers. Like, I also want women to be given that space. So they should be given these opportunities as well. You don't have to block a girl, a young girl, who has a dream. You clip her wings, and then what do you expect? She's going to be married, yes, but in this world today, death has been there, by the way. And so if this husband who has been providing for this woman passes away today, God forbid, then what's going to happen? But if this woman has a skill, has been educated, she's going to make a difference. She's going to be there for her kids. So I think people should not speculate about women empowerment and education. They should actually look at an angle whereby what are the advantages of, educating a woman. I don't think there's a parent who regrets today by educating their daughters. I'm sure they excel in schools, in their careers, and many more. So we should look up to such parents, making a difference in the society, giving young girls the opportunity, the field, and many more. I'm honestly proud of my parents for giving me this opportunity to go through education. I think education has equipped me to be a better person. It has changed my perception in many things in this life. Because I think education expands your thoughts, your way of thoughts, your opinion, the way you talk to people, your behavior, and so many things, so many other things. I think if I was not educated today, or I didn't go through school, I wouldn't be seated here talking about women empowerment. So this is already an opportunity that I was given. And when it comes to this opportunity, I am the one who has decided to explore now in this field of education. I mean, what are the fruits of education today? I went through all those stages for 12 years. What are, the fruits now? It's not about career sometimes. After school, I was able to publish my first book, inspire young girls. I mean, this is the fruit of education already. I'm championing for, a better leadership, a nation free of corruption, a nation free of nepotism, tribalism. Where I come from, it's all over the world today. Nepotism is all over. Or even, you could have a bachelor's degree somewhere from a prestigious university, but when you go to an interview, it's who you know, and they don't value the skills and the kind of papers you have. That one, I think, so many people could second with me. So, and also when it comes to politics, this poor leadership. I champion for, a better leadership skills. Youth are not given chance in one way or the other when it comes to politics. They kind of, they gave up because in many communities, for you to be a governor, you have to be like 50 years of age or like 60. But it's quite hard to find a youth at the age of 30 years to be, a president, a governor. I mean, these are stereotypes that people carry around, and youth as well. And so today, they have the capacity to explore and do better things in life. But due to these stereotypes and the kind of politics that we live in today, is what is blocking them. So I think that is what I want youth to explore in and make a difference. I thought of becoming an author when I was in high school, although the creativity started from primary school all the way. Although in high school, I think studies more, like most of the time, you prioritize, reading the syllabus and all that. And then beside that, I got an opportunity to study in a school whereby the environment was quite fantastic and amazing. I studied with different people from, you know, different parts of the country, a school in central part of Kenya called Mombi Girls. And at that point, where I came from, that is Northeastern, I couldn't get all those opportunities because there are lack of teachers. You know, they don't have the environment that is the conducive environment that is. But I had all that. The security was good compared to where I came from. So I said, I have this opportunity by myself. So how can I change the young girls, you know, perception about the dream? Because the moment they go to school and that is just, you know, the neighborhood, they just lose hope. All they know is you go to high school, you finish, and then you get married. Not even being forced. They just decide because they have not exploited what, you know, dream is all about. And I said, maybe if I got the chance, I could save some of them. If you're passionate about something, I think it's going to take less time for you to create something. I mean, there's somebody out there who's taking 1 month to finish a whole novel. I mean, writing a whole novel, because that is passion. And that person is driven by the passion. That's why they take less time. So after high school, when I was finishing high school, I had 3 books, poetry, all of them. And since the time from high school to 2019, before I launched the book, it was a hectic time, honestly. There's one thing that actually at one point made me to give up, and that was, you know, people not believing in your dream, what you want to, you know, what you want to do in life. When I was approaching so many people, you know, telling them about my story, my book, sharing, you know, the manuscript itself, people were not believing in me. They thought this was just like, you know, a piece of shit that you're carrying around, you know. People tend not to believe in you. But it took me, you know, that was courage that took me to be the person I am today. I met several prominent leaders. I shared with the book. I got the chance to meet them. Some of them were quite negative, to be honest. Some were promising, but they were not delivering. And some were actually, you know, people who are, they say something and they do it. And so the first experience I had with the normal people, they were quite encouraging. But when it comes to, you know, maybe the professionals, some of them were honestly discouraging me. You know, they're telling me, you need to be at home. By now you should be thinking of getting married and staying at your home. You know, what's writing? How can you change the world with writing? And I believe writing is very powerful. And if you take your time reading, I think you could even change your life in one way or the other. Reading is very important. And so at one point, I realized listening to people would just discourage you. And I had to just do it, you know, publish the book on my... I had to publish the book through the help of some leaders who believed in me, actually. And during the launch, I think so many people didn't believe how it turned out, because honestly, I was not expecting how it turned out personally, because the kind of, you know, like the kind of response I got from the people were quite negative. So I was just going to an event of a book launch, just like any other event, you know, I was not expecting anything. But honestly, since that day, I think my life took a great turn, and I'm proud of myself, and it's just, you know, the will of God. I'm just thankful. My book, Reset, actually it's a poetry book. It has 50 poems, social, economical, and political issues in a society. Not only issues, but at least sometimes we could say the good thing in the society. So this book is actually emphasizing on a community free of nepotism, tribalism, and good leadership. I titled my book Reset because, I mean, it's all about changes. I just wanted to make a difference, make a mind shift, people learning and unlearning what they know and relearning again. And it's all about, changing the mindset of the society. If they had a mindset of having, a girl in a homestead, maybe she's meant to get married, raising a kid. I mean, they can change their mindset and say women too can be leaders tomorrow, doctors tomorrow, pilots and all that. It's all about changes in the society, even in the political angle. Like if there was like corrupt leaders, we could change and reset the mindset of every person in the community and have leaders who are skilled and also leaders who are free from corruption. I'm gonna rate the success of this book. I cannot say the percentage, but it was quite amazing. It took me to different countries. It gave me the opportunity to meet different leaders, presidents, and women leaders, international organization. I mean, it exposed me to a different level that I was not expecting to be in. And many responses were quite positive, but at least I know in everything and every journey that you have, it must have, disadvantages. So people will judge you. Maybe they have not read the book, and out of, their opinions, they will just, say their judgmental thoughts, which is negative, of course. But high percentage, they were positive, and yeah, they were inspiring me to do a lot. Oftenly, I receive comments like, you are young, at your age, like what can you change? What are you telling us? Can you change the mindset of someone who is 60 years? I mean, I've received that, to be honest. And I had to, at one point, you don't have to explain what you're doing to everyone. Because if you believe in yourself, one way or the other, there are people out there who see your work as a way of inspiring them, encouraging them every day. And that is one thing that keeps me going first. But this kind of comments that people give me, that my age, my experience, and what I'm doing is like, you don't have the authority to tell what, life is all about. So I think life is not all about the age and experience. I could be 20 years old and I know maybe I have experienced a lot of things. I've faced a lot of challenges, and I think maybe sharing my challenges could, could inspire someone else. I mean, age is not all about experience. You can have like a lot of exposure at a young age. After the book launch, it took it's all about your courage and how you want people to take your work, to believe in you. So after the book launch, young girls will see, the success of this book launch, the interviews and the kind of work I was doing in my social media. I will see like so many girls coming out from their comfort zone, getting the courage to launch their books and print their work. I mean, that is something that I'm proud of. For the longest time, I was working like by myself in every activity, and I thought I should have a team, like through an organization, to create so many platforms for young girls, like creating awareness and many more in the society. So this led to the idea of having Misky Noor Foundation with me, and so far we have done so many activities and projects in my community, and also some regions of northeastern Kenya. That is like mentoring young girls, as I said, creating awareness like sexual harassment, education, and women empowerment projects. For the upcoming artists, young people who are trying to reach their goals, there's so many people who are so negative in the social media. They cyberbullying, talking so negative about you, judging you. I mean, you know yourself better, and you know where you're going and what you want. So if you believe in yourself, I think what people are saying shouldn't be, something that is bothering you. I had the same issue back in the days when I was launching the book, when I was new to social media. or people who are literally bullying me left, right, and center. But I got depressed at one point due to the negative comments. I can give you a good instance. People telling you, now, what is this young girl telling us? I mean, we are like older than you. You cannot advise us about life, you know. You cannot change the way we live, you know. You have nothing to show the world, I mean. So such things, you know, it will touch you and it will make a difference. I overcame it, honestly, because if you stay there with the negative environment, you will never grow. So for you to grow and be a better person in the society, you need to overcome all these challenges. Challenges are part of life. You know, sometimes you meet a leader and there's 1,000 comments on your page, and out of the 1,000, maybe one comment is just positive. And I think as time was like, I had to say, you know, let me just live life the way it is. I don't have to prove people, you know, wrong, or like, I don't need people to see me the way they want me to be. You get me? I mean, I cannot be the way you want me to be. So I needed to like focus on what I wanted to overcome all this depression and the negative comments. And today I can proudly say, even if I have 10,000 negative comments, I mean, it's not going to shake me even for a minute. So you are entitled to have your own opinion, but if you're attacking me with your opinion, it's not going to stop me at the end of the day. And I don't need to, you know, explain to the world that I'm doing this because of this and this. No one needs to hear that. You'll just see the action and what I do on my social media, and life goes on. You can get my book through my website. It's reset.co.ke, or in my social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all Misky Hajji. I'm looking forward to see a community free from corruption, nepotism, tribalism, and gender-based violence and discrimination, or gender discrimination in homesteads or in a community. I'm looking forward to see girls being given the opportunity, same as you know, boys, and also youth given, you know, the opportunity to pursue what they want in life, and given chance to be, you know, to be leaders in the future. You need a mind shift in every aspect of life to be someone who is positive, optimistic about life.